PhilharmonicSociety.org.
I said Arkansas chic. I could finish. I figured that out pretty well. A big wave surfer from San Clemente earned more than, oh man, $230 a foot for riding a wave off the coast of South Africa. Greg Long won the biggest wave award and a check for $15,000 at the Billabong XXL Global Big Wave Awards earlier this month. We welcome Greg Long to Real Orange along with Bill Sharp with Surf News. Nice to have you both with us.
Thanks for having us.
Bill, what is this contest?
The Billabong XXL Big Wave Awards are an event that recognizes the greatest achievements in big wave surfing around the world. And this year, the biggest waves ended up in the southern hemisphere. We had such a rotten season here in the North Pacific. Hawaii was silent. California was very quiet. And guys like Greg had to go to South Africa to find the biggest waves.
Now, how do you determine the size of the waves?
It's a quasi-scientific process based on the photographs. It's really, there has to be the evidence either on video or in Greg's case, still photos. And you know his height. You know the length of his surfboard, and you're able to examine the photograph and determine within a reasonable margin of error exactly how tall that wave is.
Now, you had some challenges and didn't know you'd be able to surf this. Tell us what happened leading up to it.
I usually go down to South Africa, spend about 2 months, give or take, just depending on how the season goes, the waves. And as soon as I arrived there, actually, it's funny, I was out surfing just a small day, about 2-3 foot beach break, and just kind of fell wrong and hit the side of my head on the water really hard and perforated my eardrum. So I was actually out of the water for about the first 3 weeks that I was over there, recovering from that. And luckily, the southern hemisphere at that point, South Atlantic was real docile, not much happening on. So I had about 3 weeks just to kind of relax and get everything back together and ready to go. And as soon as I was back in the water, the swell started. So that was it.
Talk about this wave now.
I was really lucky to actually to be on that one. The whole day, the way it transcended, we started out, the swell wasn't really supposed to be showing up till late that afternoon, and then going to be bigger the next morning. All the wind reports are saying, it's not really going to be a day. No one was really prepared. We woke up first thing in the morning, looked at the ocean, and just saw that it was already, massive beyond belief. So frantic phone calls, getting all our equipment together. I was down there with one of my best friends, Grant Twiggy Baker from Durban. And we were out there first thing in the morning, spent the entire day on the water, and that actually came, late in the evening. Just, real lucky, that it was, me, riding instead of Twiggy. I know we always kind of joke about it. It's, he's, done a lot more work and put in the time and effort over there. But yeah, and then to have the photographers, everyone in place, elements just really came together.
Well, how do you, and I ask you this because I'm very serious, how do you get out around those waves when they're breaking like that? Obviously, you're not going to be taking your board out.
Yeah, right? When the waves get to a certain size, usually around 50 feet on the face, it's not really feasible to be paddling into them anymore. It's just really putting yourself in a dangerous position. Once we cross sort of that threshold, you start using personal watercraft, a jet ski, to assist you to get into it. You'll have one guy driving your partner, you're at the end of the tow rope. And what you actually do is you'll track these kind of swells, into the reef where the waves are actually breaking, and sort of matching the speed, with the driver, positioning you, accordingly to each wave. And then, when the surfer is ready, lets go, and will actually ride the swell and put himself exactly where he wants to be, and then, ride the wave. So it's kind of a different means of approaching it, but definitely very efficient.
How many people are involved in this at different parts of the world? How many entries you guys usually get?
It's really grown, and if you go back 8 or 10 years, there was only a handful of people that were using the personal watercraft to get to the giant waves, and it was only happening in places like the Cortez Bank off of California or Jaws in Hawaii. But now it's really grown, and more people are becoming really adept at it, and it's really globalized. So there's people all over the world: Australia, South Africa, Chile, anywhere you go. So it's gone to a much larger group of athletes. And I think we had 150 surfers and photographers involved this year.
Wow.
Gracious.
Greg, just a quick question for you. What's it sound like out there when you catch one of those big waves?
It's funny. People always kind of ask, what was it feeling like? What do you see? What do you experience? And a lot of the time that I've found personally is that you're so intently focused on the task at hand. It's just really elemental. It's, kind of what you need to do in that very moment, to get to the next, point of making the wave or your bottom turn, that you really kind of lose focus of a lot of the surroundings, and people are like, oh man, how big did that thing look?
Right.
And a lot of the time, you don't see what's going on behind you, and just kind of block everything else out, sound, everything else. It's just kind of what I have to do to make the wave, or to surf it how I want to. So it's kind of funny. I've kicked out of waves before and kind of stopped back, just looking. It's just like, what actually just happened on that one, you know? So it's really kind of funny. It's different from any other kind of aspect of surfing that I've been a part of.
And before we let you go, do you have a sponsor? Do you have an underwriter right now?
Ocean Minded Sandals in San Clemente, a really close friend, Gary Ward, but yeah, it's all kind of been in the works. As of right now, I kind of joke I'm unemployed. But,
You're unemployed. You're a master to none.
Yeah.
But awesome. What a great experience. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you both very much.
Thanks for having us.
All right, still to come on Real Orange. When it comes to home loans in Orange County, Register Marketplace columnist Jonathan Lansner says the fix is in. Stick around.